My friends, this is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine. 30 plus years of experience in clinical high-level medicine. Today, Dr. B wants to tell you how you can slow down your pace of aging, right? The rate at which you age every year. How you can slow it down by decreasing the amount of omega 6 fatty acids that you eat in your diet, and by increasing the amount of omega 3 fatty acids that you eat in your diet, right? All the studies have confirmed that humans, we need to bring in our diet omega 6 fatty acids, omega 6, and omega 3 fatty acids, because our body cannot produce them, cannot synthesize them. So we need them in our diet. Without omega 6 and omega 3 fatty acids, our cells will not be able to create cell membranes and be healthy and have a healthy metabolism, right? So humans and all mammals, by the way, not just humans, but all mammals need to bring them in their diet. Now, this has been confirmed by science. So we eat fatty acids that are omega 6, omega 3, these are the essential ones, right? That our body needs desperately. Now, all the studies have proven that a healthy balance between omega 6 and omega 3 is a ratio that is close to 1 to 1. Means we need to eat in our diet as much omega 3 than omega 6 fatty acids. But unfortunately, the Western diet that everybody is eating, right, whether it's in America or in Europe, Canada, or so, most developed industrialized nations, most people have a ratio close to 20 to 1. Means most people eat 20 times more omega 6 than omega 3 fatty acids. 20 times more omega 6 than omega 3, instead of a ratio close to 1 to 1. Now, even though omega 6 are extremely healthy for you, right, among other things, if you eat too much of them, they create a chronic inflammation in your body. So too much omega 6 fatty acids is going to create too much inflammation in your body. Omega 6 fatty acids are pro-inflammatory, whereas omega 3 fatty acids are anti-inflammatory. So we need to have a diet that is close to 1, a ratio close to 1. Not too much omega 6 compared to omega 3. But, as I just said, the Western diet brings you more omega 6, 20 times more than omega 3. And that is one of the major, not the only one, but one of the major contributors to chronic inflammation. And what does chronic inflammation do? It increases your rate of aging. It increases your risk of cancer. It increases your risk of heart attacks. It increases your risk of stroke. It increases your risk of dementia, and inflammation over your body is extremely bad for you because of all these reasons. So if you want to decrease the rate at which you are aging, right, you need to get rid of this inflammation, chronic inflammation that is in your body, and that has different causes, among which this increase in omega-6 that we eat in our diet, not me, but that people eat in their diet, compared to the omega-3 fatty acids. And one major way for you to improve your dietary intake and have a balance, go back to this healthy balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, is to eat oils that are very, very low in omega-6 and high in omega-3, so that you bring that ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 close to the ideal ratio of 1. Think about it. Western diets bring people 20 to 1. Whereas if you eat olive oil, canola oil, and walnut oil, I'm not advertising any brand, walnut oil, 1 gallon of it. I ordered it online, and I also have olive oil and canola oil. These are the 3 oils that I drink, that I put in my food, right? And that I alternate during the day, right? The ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 in canola oil is 2 to 1. Look how close we are to the ratio, ideal ratio of 1 to 1, right? The ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 in walnut oil is about 5 to 1. Look how close we are. The ratio in olive oil is about 7 to 1. Look how close we are to a 1 to 1 ratio. Whereas bad oils, like for instance, sunflower oil, corn oil, have a ratio of 50 to 70 to 1. So they are over there, over the roof. That's why I posted a video, make sure you watch it, regarding why you need to get rid and never buy again corn oil and sunflower oils. They have a lot of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and blah, blah, blah. But they come with a ratio omega-6 to omega-3 that is huge. And as I just said, too much omega-6 is going to cause chronic inflammation in your body. And you're going to age fast. You're going to be at higher risk of dementia. You're going to be at higher risk of heart attacks, strokes, cancers, and everything. So that's why I never, for the last 10 years, I never drink any corn oil or sunflower oil. I have replaced them completely with oil that have a balance very close to the ideal 1 to 1. Olive oil, walnut oil, and canola oil. 2 to 1 ratio for canola oil, 5 to 1 ratio for walnut oil, and 7 to 1 ratio for olive oil. So we are extremely close to the 1 to 1, whereas the typical diet will bring you 20 to 1 in a Western diet. Stay away from corn oil and sunflower oil. Again, despite them having a lot of minerals, vitamins, nutrients, antioxidants, the problem is that they come with a huge amount of pro-oxidant, right? I apologize, not pro-oxidant, pro-inflammatory omega-6, and not enough anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. And make sure that, like Dr. B, I do every 6 months, means twice a year, my regular blood tests, right? To check my fasting sugar, triglyceride, cholesterol, blah, 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 liver function test, kidney function test, everything. In addition to that, I do this inflammatory panel blood test. Make sure your doctor includes that in your regular blood test. I posted a video about this inflammation panel blood test, also called inflammatory panel blood test. And I do that every 6 months, and every 6 months, just like all my other blood tests, it comes back absolutely normal, means there is absolutely no inflammation in my body. It is important to understand that chronic inflammation has many causes, right? But one of the major one is this imbalance in the Western diet between the amount of omega-6 that cause inflammation and the omega-3 that are anti-inflammatory. We need to have just enough omega-6 that is close to omega-3 so that they balance itself. We need both of them, but not too much of this, not too much omega-6. Okay? So that is very, very important. And of course, make sure that you understand that all these recommendations that I give you, you have to put them together. Means you have to have this healthy balance between omega-6 and omega-3 that is close to 1, right? By drinking, like Dr. B, walnut oil, olive oil, canola oil, getting rid of this nasty corn oil and sunflower oil because they have huge amount of omega-6 compared to the omega-3, but also good sleep, right? Exercising. I exercise 2 hours a day. I sleep 9 hours a night, from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, no exception, right? It's a constellation of everything. And my diet, I am on the keto diet, so there's no sugar. I take maybe maximum 20 grams of sugar in my body, but there's barely any, right? The keto diet, right? My keto diet is maximum 20 grams of sugar, right? Think about it. You eat one single banana, you have already 20 grams of sugar in it, in a single banana. You eat one single apple, you have already 20 grams of sugar. So by eating one banana per day, I'm already done with my authorized amount of sugar in an entire day, right? So that's why I do not eat this kind of fruits that are have a huge amount of sugar in them. I replace them, for instance, with nuts, right? Walnuts, pistachios, almonds, peanuts, walnuts are super healthy, as I showed you, this healthy super walnut oil, but it's also good to chew because it has a lot of protein in it, right? Walnuts, almonds, pistachio, peanuts are huge in proteins, antioxidants, and everything. And also you can eat a lot of eggs. Eggs are super healthy for you, rich in protein, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, everything you need. And of course, avocados, right? There are so many other options, guys, to get all the very healthy proteins, minerals, nutrients, antioxidants than eating fruits and vegetables, right? I mean, it was good when we were young, right? When I was young, I used to eat tons of fruits every day, right? My mouth was always chewing 10 times per day, right? But those days are gone because my metabolism has slowed down. I don't have the time to exercise all the time like I used to. I do only 2 hours, whereas I used to bike, hike, swim, exercise, blah, 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 spend hours on weekends biking, hiking, and everything. But I don't have that energy anymore. I don't have the time anymore. I have to work 8 to 10 hours at our beautiful cardiovascular clinic. So I have cut back on sugars. All this sugary orange juice, apple juice, grape juice. I mean, these are packed with healthy nutrients and vitamins and blah, 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 antioxidants. The problem is that they have a huge amount of sugar. So you have, after a certain age, especially if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, pre-diabetes, If you are overweight, if you have fat, if you have love handles, belly fat, you need to cut back on these sweets, right? It was okay when we were young, right? So you have to do like me. One of the best diets is the keto diet. You can go also on the carnivore diet. I don't like the carnivore diet because I'm not a meat eater. Meat is a carcinogen, especially processed meat. Processed meat is a group 1 carcinogen. And meat itself, the meat that you buy is all processed. It's not the meat that you, unless you hunt yourself, right? It's not going to be processed. It's not going to be healthy meat. All the meat that you buy yourself, even the fish meat that you buy yourself, the chicken, is all processed, full of carcinogens, full of pesticide, insecticide, and growth hormones, and blah, 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 right? Unless you go to Alaska and you fish your own salmon and you hunt the deers and then everything other meat is processed meat, which is group 1 carcinogen. Any meat that you buy in all these stores that they feed you at the restaurants and all these hamburgers and pizzas, it's all nasty processed meat, right? And it's a group 1 carcinogen. So that's why I'm not on the carnivore diet, because I don't eat meat, because any meat that I would like to eat is processed meat. And they lie to you when they tell you it's freshly caught fish, or it's fresh, or the chicken were roaming free in the prairie and it's not processed, blah blah blah. BS. Everything is industrialized farming and blah blah blah, full of nasty stuff that they feed all these animals and stuff, right? And then you eat it, you put it in your body, you give it to your kids. Guys, Dr. B loves you. Remember, decrease your pace, your rate of aging by decreasing the amount of pro-inflammatory omega-6 and increase the amount of anti-inflammatory omega-3 to a balance very close to 1 by doing what I just told you. I love you, Dr. B. We'll never, ever put his own interest above yours. Will never ever lie to you. Will never ever sell you any BS. Will never ever BS you. Everything I tell you is not my opinion. It is the scientific proof, the scientific evidence in medicine. Dr. B will never ever give you his own opinion. No. I tell you what the science says, so that together we can age gracefully, stay away from chronic inflammation, aging, and cardiovascular diseases, dementia, blah, 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 cancer, heart attack, heart failure, strokes, kidney failure, liver disease, and God willing, we will age gracefully and die peacefully in our sleep, healthy at the age of 100, God willing. I love you guys regardless of your gender, ethnicity, race, color of your skin, whoever you are, religion, blah, blah, blah. I give you a big hug. Put your comments, question, anything you want to ask. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I am so busy. My life is super busy, but I love it. But I will get back to you. I love you guys. Talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.